Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But welcome back to you. Break stride, I'm sailing me. Free falling, choose my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Good evening, gamers and other folks alike. Oh, it's a little too red. And I also almost forgot to turn on my mic. You are listening to Midnight Run with me, Michael. Hope y'all are doing good tonight. If you want to watch this... Oh, now it's too blue. Dabba-dee-dabba-die. Hello. Okay. Anyways, if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/meltslyric original, all one word. I really don't think it matters too much, but still, you can go there. You can watch this. You can interact and chat live. You can also watch the after show, and you can watch the whole thing as it airs, live and unedited, as it's happening. And you can interact and you can change the show too. Like, that's one of the things you can do while you're here. You can change the show and shape how it is. But if you miss it, because I get it. Hey, it's at midnight, Central U.S. time. I get it. But you can still watch it for up to 2 weeks on Twitch, because of the way that I have it. But once it's gone, except if you go to YouTube or you go to Spotify, where you can listen to everything since episode 100 on Spotify. But you can watch every single one of these episodes, all 106 with this one. I might be doing the math wrong. I think it's 106. Don't quote me on that. This might be 105. This might be 100. I think it's 106. If I got it right. I'm not checking. I don't feel like it. But you can watch all those on my YouTube channel as well as currently weekly videos. I think by the end of this year, I have an idea for this week, but I feel like at the end of this year, I'm not going to do, once this year's done, I'm not going to do weekly. I do have ideas that I could probably make it happen weekly, but I don't feel like I want to do weekly stuff all the time anymore once the year is up. I've definitely gotten to a flow, especially since last month too. I did a whole month of deck tech speed runs where I just ran through a bunch of magic deck techs as fast as I can that I had. And I feel like doing those monthly, excuse me, there. I kind of burped, but talk through it. What was I saying? So that's one thing I can do. Just I talk about magic deck techs literally as fast as I can. I get them within 10-minute range, kind of for YouTube, but also I feel like that's around the time that you get it good, or you know what the deck is trying to do. But it's shorter than a lot of ones that do deck techs, but it's also, I feel like it's more comprehensive, because I feel like, at least for me, I want to know how a deck plays. I want to actually be able to play a deck. The aspect of it that's I'm showing you how it plays is how it does. Because it's one thing to assume and know and explain it, but to actually see it, that's another. And that's why I think it's different. And I don't think any other channel really does it, except for if you're doing long form videos where they're explaining the deck, but they're taking 30-40 minutes to play three or four games, but like gold fishing 3 or 4 games. It's like, no, that's way too long. So yeah, sometimes they're not as good. Sometimes, you got to do a little bit of groundwork, but hey, those are fun. But also, I think another series that I've at this point will continue to do is the speed edits that I do for the JoJo Lands, which is back up again this month. So like, thus why I didn't do them last month, because it was a hiatus. But basic with those, what I do whenever the next whatever chapter comes out, read it the day of, storyboard it. Whenever I get time, I just edit the shit out of it within 4 or 5 hours, whatever. I don't know how long it really takes, and then release it pretty much as quick as I can. Get it out before a lot of the reviewers are able to. And no offense, I feel like some reviewers that do that sort of thing probably put in less work. But like for those videos that I do for that, oh my god, I like, it takes me a bit, because like some of the memes, yeah, I do recycle, but like to storyboard how it's going and how I want it to flow, like, yeah, maybe under 2-3 minutes, but honestly, some of the best videos that I've made, like legitimately some of the best videos that I made. Maybe I might do an edit here or there, but like I feel like I want to do more longer, in-depth videos if I were to. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. And I think that'll definitely be part of a video that I want to do in the near-ish future, because yeah. I have some ideas for some videos I want to do for this month and for next month, but we'll see how that all pans out. I just realized too that I am going to have a Thanksgiving episode. And I mean, I always have to, because like it falls on Thanksgiving. So there's going to be a Thanksgiving episode. Because it happens on Thursday. This happens on Thursday. So like, well, shit. Unless if I changed it, which I'm not. I don't have any intentions to. But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Because like I don't know. Maybe it might. Whatever. I'm trying to think of any other things that I do. Like I have someone trying to work on part 3, and I've had it for months of what was it, the La Bonbon's Bizarre Adventure, which was like a series that I had of Elden Ring, where it's La Bonbon carrying a giant hammer or giant stick and whapping his enemies with it. I did a third one like in August, and I just never edited it, and I gave it to someone to edit, and I still haven't gotten an edited video. And I think at this point, it was an okay one, and I kind of gave up on the run. Whatever. It is what it is. And do reviews. That is a surefire thing I'm going to be doing, because like even like this year's over, I am so doing those, because like I love doing reviews. Like I have a yearly review stream. I don't know about editing them down. That might be this. I might do this year for sure. For sure, I feel like I might do this year. If I get to it. I need to think of an idea of how I want to do it, because, oh my God, doing those are messy. And plus, like, I'm drinking so much Mountain Dew. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And even, like, taking, like, sips of water in between. But this year, I almost lost. Like, I think I definitely told in the past episodes, I almost didn't get a couple of flavors because I blanked on it. I literally forgot. And like, I have a stockpile of ones that I'm going to be using, and I'm like, oh fuck. So I have I think I have everything from this year. I just need to remember to get them. And I probably should arrange them in a way that I can be ready for it. Because once the review goes, it's going. It like, I have to do it. And once I get all the Mountain Dews together, it's like the Infinity Gauntlet. I think that was my first time when I did it with my buddy with Outsider, with Cam, frequent collaborator on videos and stuff like that, which you can see on YouTube as well and on Twitch. All the other stuff you can Outsider FM, or if he changes it, I don't know. But like, what was I saying there? But like, yeah. I think we did the first Dew review together because I don't remember why he wanted to do it, but I remember like I was planning it and I think he wanted to just join along, and man, that was an experience. That was an experience. Oh, but I got red. A little too red. Oh boy. Oh yeah, this episode comes after the 2024 presidential election. I am not going to be talking about anything political. Like anything that has to do pertaining to that, to the results or whatever elections around that. I will not say anything about that. That is the only thing I will say. Period. Done. That's it. I will say though, I remember I have been screwed by both sides. Like legitimately actively been screwed by both sides, like in my day-to-day life, like at one, like for a certain day, like legitimately, like a car accident, like sort of thing. Like, oh, I seen it and it took me like whatever. It's not like impacted me that hard, but no, I've had both parties screw me over in that kind of sense. If you know what I mean. It was like it created a huge hassle for me in my life or whatever day. And yeah. But I remember apparently I know I said on a previous podcast, but apparently when I was a kid, something, I don't remember, like went up to George Bush, not senior, or junior, the one, president during the 2000s. I can't remember what it was. Like, I legitimately do not remember. I walked up to him, apparently. Oh, I think my sister vomited on, if I'm thinking correctly, my sister vomited on Clinton. Like, if I'm thinking correctly, this is no joke. If I am remembering correctly, no joke, full stop. My sister sparked on Bill Clinton. Which is funny. I mean, it is funny. But she was like, a kid too. So it's like too young to really know or remember it. And same with me with something with Bush. Like, I can't remember what it was. I know I said it on a previous episode before, but I was thinking about it before and I was like, I can't remember. Whatever. That's pretty much that little segment right there. All I'm going to talk about for politics. No, ooh, this side's right, this side's wrong. No, nothing. Because this is a chill place. I don't like. For me, I don't like it. I don't like creating that sort of atmosphere. There's a certain time and place for that. Not here. Not here. Not when I'm on, like, unless I'm in the mood, I'd rather have a one-on-one or talk with people, because, like, that's the best way to do it. And that is where officially I will end that. But I look to my right, I see some magic cards. I'm not going to open them yet because I'm just going to open the whole, I have like 7 packs left. I'm not going to open them yet. However, Speaking of shit happening this week, oh boy. This is a stressor thing, but like, I have never been more like, I feel like I've been through war on Monday. Like, I was at work, and this Monday, or last Monday, Secret Lair Marvel whatever dropped. There was a Captain America, there was an Iron Man, there was a Black Panther, a Storm, and Wolverine. A lot, like pretty much all of them. And no offense, the Black Panther one was a huge miss in my opinion. Like that's like a whole like 5-minute thing that I could go on. Huge miss there, in my opinion. Not a bad card, but like flavor, and I feel like it just doesn't work for me personally. It just doesn't feel right. But in some ways it does. Whatever. But we're talking about what happened that day. So I was pretty much on the site since 9 a.m. Like 2 hours before the thing even starts, like way before, and just like refreshing the page and whatever, just checking their Twitter, being like, because it linked to their Twitter, which honestly never really posted anything about what was happening. Like you had to, like it didn't even like nowhere. I was scrolling down, I couldn't find anything on that godforsaken Twitter page. I fucking hate Twitter. I'll say that. That's the only, no politics there. That is like, fuck Twitter. I had a Twitter. I don't use it anymore. Yeah, and I also don't remember what my login is. So even if I did, whoops, I legit do not remember. So when the time came, 11 a.m. my time, noon Eastern time, which was what sites were saying, and it said that's when the site went live. I was on there immediately. I already had my stuff ready to go. And what happened was, literally what had happened was, I got the thing that I wanted to get, and I got stuff for me and my coworker, because he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to buy it. So I'm like, hey, do you want me to get it for you or get what you want so that way you are able to have it? And he's like, yeah, sure. If you can do that, that would be really cool. So I did. So that's what that was my mission. So as the site opened, I got the things, the bundles. I think I put the everything bundle because that's basically covered both of our things and more. And I got it. Started the wait in line. And for those who know, you probably already know the story of what was going on. So I started waiting in line. Not less than 5 minutes later, the line paused. I've been in previous, whatever checkouts for Secret Lairs before. This has never happened. Never happened. It was that bad. So the reason that it was pausing is because there were a lot of people, a lot of scalpers, cheating the line and skipping it completely. So what they did, or one of the ways that they did, was they added an item from a different Secret Lair. And one of the ways is they added an item from a different Secret Lair into their cart, typed in a certain like URL, which led them to the checkout, which then they were able to edit their cart and add all of the stuff that they wanted from the Marvel Secret Lairs, which a lot of people were basically cheating to get like full sets. And there was a promo for an Arcane Signet. For every $200 that you spent, you got one. Those sold out almost immediately, because once the line started, like it started back up within like 20 minutes. Like it started moving in like 11:20 or so. And I think by, I can't remember the exact time, but I think it was by 11, I think 11:30, or 11:36, I want to say. That is when the like line thing, they had like a little announcement in the queue saying, yeah, all the Arcane Signet promos have been sold out. Which I'm like, oh fuck. And the wait line is over an hour. I'm barely moving. Keep in mind, I got in like less than 30 seconds when the site went live. Like, I was on that shit. And so, like, I waited 1 hour, 2 hours. It got to a point where I saw it go from 56 minutes back to over an hour. And many people went through this exact same thing. Like, I'm not an exception. I was the rule. And by the time it got to me, it goes to the checkout, the checkout page. My cart, empty. Completely empty. I'm like, what the fuck? I wanted everything, or the everything bundle. So I went to the because you're able to edit your cart. I went to the C and see what it is. It wasn't there. I tried to edit. I think it was still there, but it didn't. It was weird. It allowed you to add it. No, I can't remember if it was like that. The everything bundle was gone, but the other bundles were still there. So I tried adding a couple bundles. It never, ever, ever, ever worked. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Apparently those had also sold out too. I don't know how or why. Doesn't make any sense. So what I ended up doing is buying each one individually. I spent like 12, 13 minutes. Like, keep in mind, this is over a span of 12, like 13 minutes or so. I can't remember. Like, I'm working. I'm literally like pushing a cart and flipping decks or doing whatever tech stuff as I'm trying to do this. So one hand, I'm stressed out from work. I'm stressed out from looking at this line, trying to get this order done for both me and my coworker who wanted to get these cool Magic cards. And by some godly miracle, I got them. I got them. Every single one of them. I got, pretty much everything was non-foil. I'll get to that in a second. So I got a non-foil Captain America, or 2 non-foil Captain Americas, 1 Black Panther for my coworker because I didn't want it. I mean, I could probably find a way to build around him, but again, I don't find a way around it. I got 2 Storms, 2 Logans, and oddly enough, 2 foil Tony Starks. It's weird because like some people who were like in the exact same situation that I was, some of their pages didn't, like, all of them were sold out. And on others, like, oh yeah, I was able to get this, and this, and this. But like, they had to like do it individually. Which, like, how? Like, there were definitely people that maybe, like, even content creators that got in before me, or right as I did too, and didn't get them. Just straight up. Like, bro. And like, you know what? Let's go to a site. I'm pissed about this, actually. Like, not to get angry or anything, but no, like, this is like surprising. This is not how you're supposed to handle this sort of stuff. And I don't want to get like pissed. This is a chill zone, but this is like this is literally over cardboard. Like, come on, let's get over ourselves. So I'm going to TCG Player. I'm going to look up Marvel and Magic the Gathering. Okay, I'm just whatever. Maybe. So, not the Astonishing. Let's see. I'm not going to do the bundles. Storm. Let's see which Storm this is. This is the non-foil Storm, unopened. So originally, the non-foil, like a non-foil from the site, would have been $40. The retail price that TCG Player is saying it's at is $224. That is like over like pretty much a 5 times markup. Like almost almost a 6. That's over a 5 times markup. And there are ones selling for more. And like some of the, like, I don't want to throw any of these like stores, because there are probably some that did it legitimately. Like, but like that's for the Storm one. And Storm's really good. And that's for the non-foil. Let's check Wolverine. This is non-foil. Again, $40. What it would have been originally. $136. Almost 3 times as much. Wait, no. Just under 3 times as much. That's crazy. That is legitimately crazy. Wait, no. It is more than 3 times. It's almost 4 times. Wait. No. It is over 3 times. Over 3 times. Yes. I don't know why I was mathing wrong. I was thinking of 3s instead of 4s. But yeah, like, it's crazy. I want to see what the one I was trying. No, wasn't this one? Yes. The Heroic Bundle, which included everything. All 5 of the secret layers, like all 5 of them, foil and non-foil. This would have been around $420. Get it? 420? Around that. Unopened. $1,144. Which I feel like honestly is a bit of a steal of, considering all the ones that they have. But yeah, you have one selling 3 of them. You have one selling like 4 of them. Like, actually, there isn't one selling 4 on right now. But you have one selling 3, like more than one. More than one is way too much. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you should not have that inventory. Period. I don't care. Like, that is scalping. That is just straight up scalping. It's not cool. It, like, that, I hated, like, 2020 was a huge example and huge, gasoline to the fire when it came to card collection and stuff like that. Because you had the inciting incident of like I think it was like sports card, whatever, inciting fights. Like, that's not cool. And then like at retail stores like Target and Walmart, like having to lock up their card stock. Like, and you can only get like 1 per thing. Which, like, honestly, some places need to probably just do that, period. Because, like, bro. Like, even after the fact, like, some places just need to do that, period. I don't care. Like, some people are just fucking nuts in that sort of sense. But, like, I feel Pokemon is a lot worse with it than it is with Magic. Like, Magic, it's definitely going down, like, the hole of, like, trying to be that. But Pokemon cards? Oh, my Lord. My God. Like, the game is a lot easier than Magic. I will say that. On the surface, at least. But, oh, man. Man. Like, you open up so many packs, and if you don't get the one card that you need, just absolute bust. Like, you can get a full art EX, V, whatever. Have it be worth pennies. Under $1. Years from now, it's only going to be like maybe $1. Looks like it looks pretty good. Sometimes it looks like shit. Sometimes it's really, really good. Sometimes whatever. Like, if you don't hit like a Charizard, because Charizard should be a big card. I fucking hate that. I hate Charizards. Like, Charizard is a stain on the series. Like, worse than Pikachu is the mascot, but Charizard is like the game mascot. And it's like a huge bloody stain that I wish people could get off their fucking high horses. It's not a good card. Like, he's not good. Charizard is not that good. Oh, he has Mega Evolutions and Gigantamaxing and Z moves and other stuff. It's like, shut up. So do other Pokemon, too. Okay, Blastoise can do the same. Ooh, done. Like, bitch ain't even a dragon. And he's literally a dragon. Color. Oh yeah, I even mentioned I talked like on my other podcast where I talked about, well, or not really a podcast, but my radio show podcast or retrospective podcast that I do that's on Spotify. I did an episode, like the recent one that I, had, or that just turned 5 years old, was about games. And I talked about Pokemon quite a bit on there. Like, quite a bit. And, excuse me. And, brain farts. Like, I some of the quarrels that I had with the game, like, this was like before Sword and Shield, like just before Sword and Shield came out. Like, I would like the Pokemon decks were like the ones being cut from the Pokédex. Like, that was a big thing back then. And even today, it's like crazy to think about, like, that was 5 years ago and still the Pokemon games run like shit, except for maybe Arceus, which is a spinoff, which is not them. Not made by your Nintendo's Pixar team. Because when I say Nintendo's Pixar team, Game Freak is just, let's be honest, Game Freak is just essentially, or the Pokemon team, same thing. Like, let's be honest, same thing. It's just it's like Disney and Pixar. Pixar initially wasn't owned by Disney, but they published through Disney, but then Disney bought them, so technically they were already part of Disney. So kind of the same thing there. So Game Freak kind of I feel like was already part of Nintendo anyways to begin with, but like it wasn't, but then it was like, really, yeah, this is just Nintendo. It's just a secondary, like, little off-branch company, but it's still Nintendo. It's weird how Nintendo, main things has pretty great standards, but yet the Pokemon series can't even run on its own console that's supposed to be on, and reuses assets that were made in like 2015. Yes, there's a lot of crunch. I get that. I totally do. But like with they totally deserve this huge, like, terabyte Pokemon leak. They honestly totally deserved it because of, all that crap going on. Hell, leak Gen 10, I don't care. Like, dude, I like Pokemon, but like some of the stuff that they do with it is just like so dumb and boring. Even like with Magic, like I have my quarrels with Magic, but like Pokemon is a different breed because like I've grew up with it. And like the prestige of like some of the previous games, like I feel like even 5 like really misunderstood for me, but I'm more of a Gen 4 person, like all the way. But like even Gen 5 had its quirks and like was good. Gen 6, like the 3DS era and on, start to really see the cracks in the walls there. Like don't get me wrong. Like any of the ones past Gen 5 are bad, just straight up bad. But like Gen 6, you were basically pulled along the entire way to do the game. Like you had your handheld the entire time, and you had an OP mechanic that you literally had to go out of your way to lose. Like, you had to basically give yourself a type disadvantage and underlevel to lose. And they were giving you like good Pokemon to work with, like the OG, Gen 1 starters that can have a form. You have yours, which I think could, but I don't think they could, which is weird. But like, why would you come up with a mechanic and not give it to your starters? Like Lucario, you're given a free Lucario. Lucario is a solid Pokemon, just period. And it can Mega Evolve. That's what it was. I think I might have said Dynamaxing or something like that. It can Mega Evolve. Like, that's crazy. Hanalucha, my fucking boy, Hanalucha. I hate birds, but my fucking boy Hanalucha, even though he was a HM whore, that motherfucker is real. I love him. I love Hanalucha. God damn. In that game, my Hanalucha was the HM whore, but that motherfucker rocked. I swear to God. But you know what? Let's open up some magic cards. Why don't we? Because I haven't really done it. And I'm going to spin my mic so I can actually talk into the mic, but also look up the cards. We have 7 packs because Foundations is coming out this week. I realized, or pre-releasing this week. I didn't know. So, new magic set that's kind of busted. Let's open my last 7 packs. 7 days to the next episode. But yeah, I honestly, like, I love Pokemon to bits, but I have a lot of gripes with the series. Like, yeah, I love Charmander, I love the Charizard series, but then once they started really like saying like, oh, this is the best Pokemon, let's give it everything. It's like, no. I started hating it for good reason. And I'm like, yeah. It's like, don't make it your mascot. Pikachu is the mascot. Literally. I had a dog named Pikachu, for God's sakes. We didn't name him that. He just came as that. And that was kind of before we really, in a way it was, I think we were already into Pokemon at that time. Like, me and my sister were already into Pokemon at that time, but we didn't name him that. He passed away years ago. Actually, it would have been 3 years ago at the beginning of the month. Almost a year and a week to this day. Yeah. Or 3 years and a week. Yeah. But yeah, he was old. I think he was like 20. He was old. So like, and he was definitely on his way out. But I don't want to be sad. I don't want to make this sad. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine. He was a good dog, though. He was a very good dog. He was a Dachshund Chihuahua. And, of course, he was yellow. Because why would he be named Pikachu if he wasn't a yellow? But yeah. Like, he would wear hats. Oh, one thing that he would do, you know, I'll tell my dog stories after this, some more pet stories, because I haven't talked about either Pikachu or Eddie in this podcast that much. I don't think I ever have. I miss them. My childhood pets. But yeah, we're almost done opening the packs. I feel like I probably should have opened these beforehand, but whoops. Whoopsies. So we're going to go a little fast with them. I feel like this one right here is going to be the first pack. Do pack trick. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do the pack trick. We got a horror token. We got a patched plaything for the foils. And then we got a foil bleeding woods for the land. And behind it, we got a full art undead sprinter. Yeah. And then we got some uncommons. Ooh, We got an unwanted remake in the alt art. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. It's pack 2. Oh, the art card is... Oh, I think it's a Terramorphic Expanse? Yeah, Terramorphic Expanse for the art card. The foil is Fear of Surveillance. Very reasonable fear. Murky Sewer for the land. And behind it we got Nashi. Behind that we got Root Wise Survivor for the uncommons. Nothing really to speak home about here. Like this set, it is flavorful. Some of it's definitely a miss. Some of it's really cool. Like Spice 8 Rack's video that Spice 8 Rack released their video, really good on not only a send off of like a critique and like review of Duskmourn, but also like horror movies as a genre and like identity and all that jazz, whatever. I think this is a unidentified horse ship. Hover ship. We got a friendly ghost and foil. Razor Chap Gorge for the land. And we got Enduring Innocence for the rare. And we got Cathartic Parting and nothing to speak home about behind it. I mean, I did get a lot of good stuff in this thing. So if I'm going to be honest, if I don't get really anything big out of this, I'm fine with it. But if I do, oh boy, we'll see. Oh, for the token, I got the emblem for Kaito. That's pretty cool. Then we got for the foil, we got a cracked skull, a swamp. And then we got for the rare, a Valgavoth's Onslaught. Violent Urge. Nothing really, anything behind it. And that's fine. That's fine. We're just going to skip into it. We got a token, a Malevolent Chandelier, a foil Strangled Cemetery, and then we got the, I'm not going to show that card. The Jolly Balloon Man. Yucky. Enduring Courage. Like, I feel like the, Jolly Balloon Man is the grossest card from the set. Like, legitimately, if you want to look it up, but like, that art is like kind of freaky. Although they have to, keep it kind of PG-13, like PG-13 at most. Like, it is the creepiest and just grotesque out of all the cards that I've seen from that set, which is inherently grotesque and scary. Found footage for the foil. And then we got a foil Murky Sewer for the land. Ooh, Wandering Rescuer. That's a mythic right there. She's got Flash and Convoke and Double Strike. Other tap creatures you control have Hexproof. So that's really, really good, especially for the survival mechanic in this set. Stable card there. So that's not a bad one to hit. Honestly, yeah, not a bad one to hit. And then the last one, got a token. We got a Moldering Gym and a Weight Room for the foil. A Fuller Plains. Behind it, we got, Leyline of Mutation. That's interesting. Not great, but interesting. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah, not bad cards. Not bad cards to get at all. I'm not too mad about that. Let me just rotate my mic. I'm going to rotate my mic. Yeah. Honestly, it's a cool set. Gross and scary and spooky, but very good set, honestly. And some of the mechanics that they put in there, like, and the way that they made it, top notch. Very top notch. Oh yeah, my dogs. Okay, so Eddie and Pikachu. I have talked about how we got them. I remember I think one of them, they were not good in the car, especially together, because I think Eddie, he was an older, like the older of the two, and we got him second. But like I remember when we first got him, he was not good in the car, just straight up period. Like we were driving him home, like why the hell did we get this dog? Yeah, and he just straight up never was good in the car. I think maybe a handful of times he wasn't like worried or anything, but no, pretty much every single time he was like, and you had to like not do anything to make him calm, which was a big thing, which was a big worry board, because when we moved from Arizona in like 2007, I think it was 2007, whenever the 35W bridge collapsed in Minneapolis, that's literally around the time that we left, because we were driving in Flagstaff or around there, like literally driving. We were taking a trip to visit the Grand Canyon, and we were like literally started heading our way to Minnesota, and we get a text from my like a family friend, like close to Caitlin's more especially, and he's like, yeah, there's this bridge that collapsed in Minneapolis. Are you guys safe? And I think we measures like a bunch of people, like were like if they were fine or not, because like that's the 35W bridge, especially if we did what if we were there early, and we decided to go visit my grandparents who lived like North Minneapolis or northern area of Minneapolis, we probably would have been on that bridge. Like I remember my dad even said, like, yeah, if we were heading up that way, we probably would have been on that bridge, which is crazy to think about. Yeah, but like I think once we were moving, good, back to the dog stuff, but like once we were moving, they were fine. But of course, like, you know, when you start slowing down to stop or whatever, that's when they got nervous. I think except for when they had to go to the bathroom, which is weird because like I don't think during that trip they had any problems, which is again very, very weird that they didn't, because, you know, 2 dogs that we had to keep track of. Yeah. And then I'm looking how red it gets. It's so weirdly sudden too. So, like when, what was I thinking about? Oh, it's too blue. WD. Yeah. I know we used to dress them up a lot, especially around Halloween. Like there was this hot dog one that we'd always put on Pikachu, like every time, just because. And he liked his sweaters. Like he liked wearing a sweater. Eddie fucking didn't. Eddie like he was I really never knew what he was. He was kind of a pug, kind of a pit bull, like a terrier. We're not sure exactly. We were never sure. But like he was like bigger and taller and whatever. God, that actually gets to how he died. Now, I don't mean that in a bad way, but like, especially when he was older, Eddie like walked like a fucking bison. Like he would lift his leg up like an AT-AT. He would walk like an AT-AT basically. Like drag his back legs and then clomp his front ones. And he would always get trapped under the chairs, because like in the chairs, like in the kitchen, you know, or in the dining room, they had like a little bars in between them. So like he would get his paws stuck and he'd be trapped under the chair. And then he would like do this in the middle of the night and then start barking so we could someone could help him out. Like, we had to put things in front of the chairs so we wouldn't walk in between them. It was that bad. And sometimes he got around them. I don't know how he did it. He like did it, but he did. It was, oh man, it, like, although that was annoying, he was a good dog though. He was a good dog. Although I was more of a Pikachu guy, I think in retrospect, Eddie was my dog. Yeah. Yeah. Like, it was between me and my sister, we had one. Eddie was my dog. It was like one, okay, another Halloween thing. So back in Arizona, we did like at a park nearby our house, they had like this big, like, oh, Halloween, whatever, pet owner thing that you could do, like costume contest. And I remember my sister and Pikachu went as like devils or something like that. And then me and Eddie went as like prisoners. So we had like a prison numbers, something. I can't remember exactly how the code was. I am kid 8. I was like 8 years old at the time. That's why. And then on Eddie's, it said like blah, 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 K9, because duh. IMKA, yeah, I can't remember exactly what the thing was, the ID. It was fun. It was funny. But yeah, Pikachu, well, during that contest or whatever, Pikachu stepped on like a stick or something and hurt his paw, so he couldn't really walk. So my sister had to carry him the entire time. So it's like, oh boy. And like, he wasn't that heavy of a dog, but you're a kid trying to keep a dog up because he was small, but not like he was a Chihuahua Dachshund mix. That we do know. He wasn't, although he wasn't huge of a digger. He didn't dig too much, and how like Dachshunds and Chihuahuas are both very big digging dog breeds. He wasn't really that bad. I think maybe a time or two he did dig, but not very good. And but like outside, but like in the house, I feel like he would like, dig into the mattress or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But he wouldn't, bury anything or, the typical dog trying to do whatever. He didn't do that. Yeah, it's weird. I'm trying to think what else, but he was an attention hog. Like, he would go out of his way to antagonize Eddie some days, and like steal his food, but Eddie sometimes would assert his dominance for sure. For sure, especially if there's food, he would assert his dominance. If there was food around, Eddie was going to assert his dominance. If he could. But Pikachu was like more of the actual assertive dog, or try to be the top dog, attention hog. Speaking of like food time, I remember one time I left a sandwich. I don't remember what kind, on like a coffee table, like a coffee table right by the couch, because I was about to eat and I went to go grab a drink. I'm getting my drink. I'm about to pour, and I see. I can't remember if it was Pikachu or Eddie. I'm pretty sure it was Eddie, because that fucking dog would always, like, I was like, I love the dog. I miss him a lot. But that motherfucker, I swear to God, was like already wrapped around my sandwich. Like, he had it in his mouth. And I'm like, like, I had to wrestle it out of him to get it. Luckily, he didn't like run off with it, but I'm like, I mean, I ate the sandwich, but not like, but But yeah, that was that like shit. You can have any food around them. Like one time we had our cousin's dog over, and like those three idiots like knocked off a cake that we got at like a church festival or something, like the week, like a couple days before at most, and they ate it. The whole thing. Them three ate the whole damn thing. And I think it was a chocolate cake, and it's a miracle they didn't die. A literal miracle they did not die. Oh my. Yeah. I do miss him though. I do. But that's fine. That's fine. You know, in the end, everything does pass. This too shall pass. All the things that you are worrying about aren't gonna matter, and sometime they might come back, but they're gonna go away, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Something's just like the ocean, just like the tide. It comes in and it leaves. It comes in and it leaves, just like waves. And that's fine. Don't let bad things in your life take too much hold of you. And that's just a little words of wisdom and comfort. Anyways, if you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/MeltsLurkOriginal, all one word. You can interact in chat. You can change how the show acts and works and whatever. And I'll do that fun stuff. You can watch the after show. You can watch this unedited and whatever for up to 2 weeks. If you miss it, that's fine. You have up to 2 weeks to watch it on here. But you can watch the edited stuff on YouTube or listen to it on Spotify. Or have it up on there as well. But only a certain amount of episodes on Spotify, starting from 100. And all of them on YouTube. But I also, on Spotify, have the radio show, Midnight Ramen, as well on there. It's just more of a retrospective of that, my time as a radio DJ or show host. And yeah. I'd like to thank Radiance for the use of their song Used to It off the album The Call. These guys are fucking rocking it. I love my boys. They put out a new song that we played last week. Listen to it. I don't know if they put the music video or listen to it on Spotify. I can't remember if they sent me the raw file. I know the last one they did. I think it was on Spotify that I heard it. They put it out. It's good. I think their next album is definitely going to be better than their first. I'm not changing the song, but I feel like their next album is going to be better than the first, like leagues better than their first, and it makes sense too. But that doesn't say that the ones that they have on the first one aren't good either. They have a lot of good stuff on there too. That's what I'm saying. I love their music, love their stuff, and after I posted that episode, last week's episode, on their YouTube channel, Gradients, which I think I have probably linked in the description. I can't remember what I have down there. I know I have their stuff is Gradients Band with an arrow going through it. These guys, like a G with an arrow shooting up through it. That's them. Or if they change their logo or whatever. You'll figure it out. If you see these guys, you'll know. You found them. Epitome of hardcore metal rock band being like little just sweet goobers. But yeah, they released a music video. Fun fact about that. I was supposed to be in that music video, but I couldn't go because I had to work that day. Darian asked me like, hey, do you want to go help us shoot a music video out in like the woods or something like that? I'm like, yeah, sure. I have to work at like 10:30. Is that fine? And like, yeah, we'll see if that works. But then they found someone else to help them with it. And I'm not butthurt about it. It's like, no, perfectly reasonable. And I'm glad that they asked. Because like on any other circumstance, I would have totally done it. Like if I wasn't working that day, I would have totally done it. But I think that day was also kind of busy. So I had to be there. So yeah. But as I look at the time right now, it is, oh yeah, it's still midnight. That's crazy. You know, one thing I've noticed about my eyebrows, I have a weird like slash through either side of them, but they're different on either side. I never know. Like I mean I noticed that, but like today it's very prominent. But I'm trying to cover it up now, so they look kind of even, but they're not. Yeah. Oh, look! Would you look at the time? It's not midnight here anymore, but it's midnight somewhere else. And it feels like I'm weird. It's weird that I'm cutting it off a little early, you know. But also at the same time, no, it's the right time. Again, I'll repeat what I said just before I started doing all the whatever thing. Everything will pass. This too shall pass. And look at the time. It's not midnight here anymore. But it's midnight somewhere else. So until it becomes midnight here once again, I will see you later. But until then, bye-bye.
Yeah, well, just when I needed you, I see from a different view.